Welcome back. Let's talk weather now with meteorologist Evan Dorsett. Evan, we were just talking about last night. We got quite a bit of rain.
Yeah.
Today it's been kind of off and on. Tomorrow less so, but our rain chances haven't gone anywhere for the rest of the week.
No, they're not. They're going to stick around through Friday. Hopefully, as we head into Saturday, we can catch a dry day on the weekend. I know everybody would appreciate that. But we do have another round of rain on the way as we speak right now. But as we head into tomorrow, less coverage with the rain and storms. Not expecting multiple widespread rounds, kind of like what we've seen today and yesterday as well. But then Thursday through Friday morning, likely going to ramp that back up, likely a couple more rounds moving through, maybe even some stronger storms over that time frame. And then as we head towards Saturday, trending mostly dry, thinking that's going to lock in for the forecast. I know we'll all like a mostly dry Saturday, but it doesn't look like that dry weather is going to be sticking around for at all really behind Saturday. But in terms of how much rainfall we've seen over the past 48 hours, thankfully, the worst of it has not been in north central West Virginia. That's what we're hoping for, and we've got that so far. Look out west of Parkersburg. You can see this swath of 3, 4, 5 inches of rain, maybe even 6 before it starts to wind down as we approach noon on Monday. Here is our snowfall forecast. This includes sleet as well. Right here is where we're going to see the most ice mixing, that 6 to 9 inch range. You head a little bit further out of that, less ice mixing. You see higher snowfall totals, 9 to 12 inches. Then on the outskirts of our region, even eastern Tucker and parts of Preston County, barely we could see 12 to 15 inches of snowfall because they're going to be seeing the least amount of ice. And here's our freezing rain forecast. If you're in the orange here, 1/10 to 1/4 inch of freezing rain. Be prepared for power outages. If you're in the red, expect power outages. I mean, even if you're in the orange, you should honestly expect power outages too. Just go in with that mindset and be happy if it doesn't happen. But if you're in the red, I mean, 1/2 inch of freezing rain can really cripple a town. So be prepared. You still have tomorrow to prepare, or at least the first half of tomorrow to prepare. So get out there and do it. So what we're rooting for with this warm nose is that it is not very deep to the surface. Gives more time for once the rain does melt in the warm nose, or the snowfall melts in the warm nose, excuse me, it gives it more time to refreeze as sleet. But whenever it gets closer to the surface, it doesn't have time, and then that rain sticks on surfaces as freezing rain, so we do not want that. But let's take a look at our wind chills as well before we get to the increased risk for flash flooding, especially the deeper we head into tomorrow, Wednesday, maybe even Thursday as well. And also, some of those storms are going to be severe, like what we saw today can bring some damaging wind. I know we got a lot of power outages in Braxton County right now from some wind damage, and there is a very low but not zero risk for tornado, but definitely my biggest concern is flash flooding. As of now, the worst of it has now moved off to our east, but we are already seeing another little round of storms develop on back here to our west, and it looks like they're going to be moving this way here over the next hour or so. We'll be keeping an eye on those storms, but thankfully not as numerous and widespread as what we saw move through earlier. And in terms of those max wind gusts at our airports, not too impressive. Unfortunately, Buchanan and Sutton didn't look like they're recording properly right now, so we can't really catch up with the wind gusts at those stations, but everyone saw just about 30 to 35 mile per hour gusts from the first round of storms, and likely some locally higher gusts were there. Just didn't occur at any of our local airports. And in terms of rainfall so far, most of us have seen at least 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch, but many locations already seen an inch or two of rain, and that's going to happen several more times here over the next few days. And then we might even have some occurrences where real quickly someone over the next few days sees 2, 3 inches fall on top of this. And then that's when you're definitely going to have that flash flooding risk. So currently not expecting much severe weather activity this week, but when you have enough thunderstorms around, you could get 1 or 2 that could contain some strong damaging wind gusts, but not expecting any type of widespread severe outbreak or anything along those lines. And then Thursday is just kind of a rinse and repeat of what we're expecting on Wednesday. Friday could likely say the exact same thing as well. And with these daily shower and storm chances beginning Wednesday into the weekend, we're going to rack up those rainfall totals more than likely. So we could have some very localized flash flooding issues. Not expecting widespread flash flooding issues, but it's just the name of the game is wherever we see multiple thunderstorms, multiple days in a row over a certain location, that's where those creeks can get the highest. They get more and more full. That's when you can have those flash flooding issues. That's something we'll be on the lookout for because we're going to definitely have a lot of moisture overhead. Right now, it's not too bad. It is humid out there, but not miserably humid. But you can see our atmospheric moisture really cranks up as we head into Wednesday. And with all that precipitable water overhead, that gives thunderstorms a lot of fuel to dump a lot of rain really quickly. It'll be a little cool Wednesday. We're going to have some rain, but these temperatures are nothing to complain about. They're just not normal for May. When you look back towards April here, we had that stretch of days in the 80s in April. So far, April has been warmer than what May has been. Now that is likely going to change as we head towards this weekend. It's going to really start to feel like summer out there. But yeah, we just really had a real long stretch here of most days with high temperatures running 10+ degrees below average for this time of year. And that continued today Temperatures currently in our lower elevations, low to mid 60s, higher elevations see down to 47 degrees up near the top of Spruce Knob. But let's zoom out, look at the satellite and radar overlay with a weather map. See, we're dry across the state now, just some cumulus clouds rolling in from the northwest as we have this northwest flow behind this cold front that passed, and another weaker and dry cold front is going to pass by later tonight. All it's going to do is kind of reinforce the cool temperatures we're going to see tonight, and that is the reason we do have the frost advisories and freeze warnings up for our mountains areas in light blue, and that's your frost advisories. Temperatures likely not going to make it all the way down to 32 degrees to freezing, but frost can still occur at 34, 35, 36 degrees. And areas in this darker blue, your freeze warning, temperatures are expected to make it down to the freezing mark, if not a few degrees below freezing for our highest elevation areas here in the darker blue. And I'm sure up in Canaan Valley, if the winds are calm, Canaan Valley might get as cold as the teens. We have officially hit 90 degrees at all three of our local climate sites today, and that's not going to be the first time we see that this week. That's going to happen again tomorrow, again on Thursday, again on Friday, and potentially again on Saturday as well. This heat is just getting ramped up. Today we fell well shy of record highs at all three of these sites. We're expecting to break them today. The next 2 days we'll have a better chance to do so. I think Elkins will definitely have the best chance of these three sites. Their records are looking a little bit more attainable compared to the other two. But there's a look at your current temperatures, still right around, if not above 90 degrees across our lower elevations. The only place we're going to find some relief up in the mountains. I mean, Spruce Knob, Snowshoe up there above 4,000 feet in the 70s. That's pretty nice. It's tough for them to warm up above 80. It takes some intense heat to warm up above 80 degrees above 4,000 feet of elevation, but it is going to happen this week. And when you factor in the humidity, combine that with the temperatures, you get heat indexes well up into the 90s and even have already touched 100 degrees in Buchanan today. Look off towards our west southern Ohio, many locations seeing heat indexes above 100 degrees, and we're going to see the widespread heat indexes up to 108 degrees here over the next few days. Because that is the big concern right now. We do have extreme cold warning up for portions of Randolph and Pocahontas County, and I know these warnings are only for a small portion of our region. Don't really worry about those warnings. It is dangerously cold across the entirety of north central West Virginia. It does not matter where you are. Single digits across the board. I mean, look at Weston, kind of just shattering. It's definitely what anyone thought how cold they were going to get for tonight. Already down to -3, Sutton's down to -2, Spruce Knob -6, Davis -3, and these temperatures will continue to creep down throughout tonight. So it is dangerously cold out there. If you have to go outside tonight or even into tomorrow morning, you have to bundle up. Make sure to take care of your skin because it's not taking long out there, especially when that wind is blowing, to start to cause some wind chill issues that could result in some frostbite. So limit your time outdoors with these dangerously cold temperatures that we are experiencing right now. But in terms of those winds, it's not too bad in our lower elevations. But up in our higher elevations, it is still pretty breezy. Recent gusts of 10 miles per hour in Davis, 15 miles per hour in Kingwood. And those winds should slowly die out throughout tomorrow. But in terms of those temperatures tomorrow, we really do need to get above freezing to get those roadways a lot better condition than what they are right now, because they're still very poor all across north central West Virginia, because we haven't seen any melting yet. We're not going to see any melting tomorrow. We're all going to stay in the 20s tomorrow under mostly cloudy skies. So we need sunshine and we need temperatures above freezing, and we are finally going to get that on Tuesday. Still not going to be warm on Tuesday, but much better. But look there at Thursday. If you're a fan of warmer, milder weather, we're going to return to the 50s for the first